welcome back to my channel. Trying to zoom in, well, scooch in. Okay, so it's been a long time and I thought I'd just get on and ramble about the things I've really enjoyed in the first quarter of 2022. I have a mess on my desk, but a lot of the things are here on my desk. So I am enjoying my fountain pens, of course, and I will, that's almost like a whole nother video, but notebooks, we could start with that first. The notebooks that I'm using consistently is my Hobonichi Mega, and this is the blue Sneaker Weeks, so it's flexible, and I use it for myself and to plan my day, and then also my family, but this is more for me. And I guess you could say this is more of my ride or die because I can't live without it at the moment. I don't always open it up to look at it every single moment of the day, but at least once throughout the day, I'm reaching for this to jot down something I need to remember. So this has been really handy. And what's crazy is that I have a couple of covers for this guy, yet I like to just keep it like this. And I've thrown this in my purse just like this without a cover, and it's been fine except for like this piece here. But I don't know why I like it without the cover, but that's just what I'm working with. I have washi stuck here for whatever reason. Anyway, so these are some of my stickers. This is a sticker I got from a sample of washi, and yeah, I really like this. I've actually been using it with a lot more of my fountain pens lately than the Uniball Signo, or the Uniball that comes with it, but I do use the Uniball sometimes in here as well. I've also been enjoying my personal journals. So I have this personal journal, and I have this one. So these are A5 size, and this is a recent acquisition, the cover from Galen Leather, and this is the Crazy Horse Brown. And it is, I'm so pleased that I finally dived and got the cover, because this cover, as simple as it looks, it feels amazing, and I think it really features the leather and the craftsmanship that they have. Like, the stitching is impeccable, and they have the embossing or debossing, and then they have the pen loop. And I don't see a lot of people mentioning this, but the pen loop is elasticated for this cover, and it's so helpful because so many pens can fit in this pen hole, this pen loop. So I really like this cover, and I've had my eye on it for over a year or so, but I only recently just decided to go for it, and I'm so excited I did. Plus, this leather is so much firmer and sturdier, yet also flexible, and so I feel like the leather for this type of design is perfect. So yeah, and I don't know if you notice, if you do have any of the other products, I guess their leather is more stiffer or not as flimsy. It's really sturdy, and it's just nice to see it on so many different products. So anyway, this is my Hobonichi Cousin, and unfortunately I haven't been keeping up with the monthlies, yet I do have all the notes and all the things we've been doing in one of my notebooks, so I can definitely, and most likely will be going back to fill these in. But I do have all my majority of the pages documented in the back when it comes to my dailies. And so that's what I've been doing here. And my weeklies haven't been getting much love because I've been mainly using my Hobonichi Weeks, but there's going to be a time where I want to fill it in, and this is more for documenting. So I will be able to do that because most of those memories are in here or in the dailies. And then this one is my more personal journal, documenter journal, I guess. And I have it in this really pretty, unique Sojourner cover. And at first I was kind of taken back because this is not a color that she would normally choose. And I think she even mentioned that on her live, how she did find this leather and felt that it would be a nice pink to add to her collection of leathers. And I guess she knows that a lot of people do like pink. The only thing is that I forgot that her leather is for the A5 size notebooks that are like the Hobonichi size. So if I had a thicker notebook, it would really fill this in, which is why I think it's kind of wrinkling here a little bit. But that's besides the point. This leather is really unique. It's kind of shiny. It looks super shiny, but it doesn't feel like it's super shiny. It kind of has like a grip to it. And, you know, Sojourner has a very simple and lightweight design. And this is my take a note planner. And I just write all the fun things. And I guess I can flip through this one. So I don't use my monthlies as much as I do anywhere else, as I should, in comparison to like my dailies or weeklies. But I really like being able to change it up to a vertical. And I like how you have all the space at the end to do a recap, which I've definitely taken advantage of. And then I find myself sticking to a color theme. I really like this page, and I love this page. And just some more like a summary of what happened throughout the month. Now April is a little bit different, and I think it's just because of the way it's set up. So all the space, blank space, is at the beginning of the month, and I haven't quite decided whether or not I'm gonna write like what I hope to achieve for the month, or keep it for what actually happened and as a summary. So I've really been enjoying this one, and I typically haul these two around, and this one usually stays on my desk or in my purse. As for all the other journals I may have talked about or mentioned at the beginning of the year in another video, I haven't been using very much. I've just been so busy, and I can only keep up with those three, and that's typically what ends up happening to me anyway. But I know that as long as I am documenting in at least one of those three, that I should be able to go back and fill in information, especially like when it comes to my 5-year Hobonichi A6. So let's talk about my next obsession, which I mentioned a while ago. Actually, I mentioned it last fall, how I wanted to have a traveler's notebook as my one of my planners. So I have this one, and I've been switching between this one, and I have a little carousel with all my traveler's notebooks and things like that. And then this one, this is the one that I sent to Baumkuchen. Anyway, So right now I have most of my current notebooks in this one, and this is the To and Fro Traveler's Notebook in the blue color. I have like a personal journal, and I have the sticker release paper, and then I have my Traveler's Notebook Weekly, which is also a documenting notebook, and I've been keeping up with it for the most part, except for this past month. I need to catch up. So I think the last day was the beginning of March. So this is almost like the same thing I do in my Take a Note, but I love doing it. So I do it in multiple journals. This one I recently pulled out. So this one is holding my makeshift sticker album, where I made this insert with all this really fun paper, and then I glued or taped all of the sticker sheets I owned at the time in there. And I'm finally reaching for this again, and I love all these little stickers and just trying to find the right place to put them, but it's always fun to flip through it and pull a sticker off. And there's so many different stickers. I think this was around the time when I was subscribed to the Sticky Club, I think it is, because they usually have these long sheets. At least at the time, that's what they did. Because I can't imagine myself actually buying some of these individually. So I think this was part of that. And so I just stick them all in, and now I can just peel back from them. And I have the multiple journals that I like to use stickers and stamps, so it fits perfectly. And this one has my super lightweight paper and the Baumkuchen's sketchbook paper. So I use this on occasion when I feel like I need to change it up, and I kind of flip back and forth between the super lightweight and my other personal, which is the Insert 013. So I'm really obsessed with this, and I'm so excited for the new release of the Traveler's Notebooks. And I have to set my timer so I can make sure I'm prepared. Okay, so other things. Oh, I have this wallet, which also goes to has more stickers in there. But what else? I did get some new fountain pens. And so I have a new Sailor in my life. And this one is so beautiful. It's really interesting because I'm not really sure. Every time I look at it, I'm trying to decide what color it is. And it's not red. It's not orange. It's hard to describe. It changes too. Like in the nighttime, it's more red, and then during the day, it's like this ruby red, I guess. But it's really pretty. It's a really pretty and unique color, and definitely something I do not already own in this color type. So this is a Sailor Pro Gear, and I love the gold accents. It is a 21 karat, and I got it in the Barad, and it writes just pristine. It's amazing. So that's one of the new ones. Let me move these out of the way. I also got the Galen leather Narwhal, what do you call it? Collaboration pen. And this is the clear with the rose gold accents, and it's gorgeous. It is really clear, like there's no frosting or anything on this barrel, and it's actually has a little bit of weight to it in comparison to some of the other pens I've received from Galen Leather. So this one I think was one of the best fountain pen purchases from Galen Leather that I've ever purchased. And I love the nib. It has a really unique design. And I think I got this one also in abroad. So I'm in that phase where I'm transitioning from like fine fountain pens to broads. And okay, so I'm back in my Superior Labor pouch, and I got this one, which is my very first Aurora Caleidoscopio. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it has an engraving here. Yeah, so this one is really light. Actually it's lighter than the Narwhal and Galen leather collaboration pen. And it's short. It's almost mimics a sailor, to be honest. Maybe just a little bit girthier, but this one has a definite different writing experience. And trying to remember, I got this one in a fine, but I do love how you have that ink window here, and it's such a gorgeous pen. I don't have many blue and purple type pens, so this one was definitely a treat. And then I cannot find my other one. So then I finally got another Franklin Christoph. It's been, I want to say, almost 2 years since I've purchased from Franklin Christoph, and so I decided to get, I think this is one of the biggest pen models that they have, and it's really nice to hold. At the time, I did not do anything special with the nib. You have so many options with nibs on their website that I just stuck with the basic nib, which would mean that the price doesn't change. But I was quite disappointed with the nib, so I decided to switch my fountain pen nib with one of the other ones that I've already had from another Franklin Christoph fountain pen. And now it writes like a dream. And I think it was the Matza, I can't remember the name, but it was a special grind. I think it was a SIG grind, and this is the medium nib, and it just writes wonderful. And it's a little bit heavier than some of the other fountain pens from Franklin Christoph, I think just because of the size. But you could see here when I put them up to each other how they look. So yeah, these are my latest and greatest pens that I've purchased, and I've really been enjoying them. Okay, so some of the other accessories I love to use are my PET tapes, and there's one site that is just, I feel like, a huge game changer in comparison to the typical more popular shops, and that is Tokubetsumemori, and she has some amazing washi tape offers, and then she offers washi tape samples where you can just buy like a quarter roll or just like one length before the roll repeats. And that's what I did with some of these larger ones, and it's at a fairly reasonable price, because if you had purchased the full roll, it would run you probably $20. So being able to get a good sample where you get like a full, what do you call it? Roll, a full section of all the pieces of the images before it starts to repeat, for like $2 to $3. I feel like that's awesome, because really, how often do you finish a full washi roll and use the repeated images? It's really rare, at least for me it is. So being able to have something where you can buy just pieces of the roll, especially of an expensive roll, that you can. And then there are some rolls that I just know I can't give up, and I want to see them and use them for a while. So something that's more like flowers or images that I feel like will never get old, and you could use all the time, are usually why I get the rolls. But like some that have really fun samples that I'm not, or images that I'm not so sure I would use over and over again. Like these are so cute, but am I really going to use this every day? Probably not, if it were in a roll. But I have caught myself to where I did get a sample and then I went back and actually purchased the whole roll because I really enjoyed it and I finished the sample so quickly. So just some of these, really fun. And this is something also I may just buy a roll of because there's so many different images, and you can use these. They're just little dots that you peel off, and you can use them for just about anything. So PET tapes, some washi tapes I've been getting from Tokubetsumemori, and she's on Instagram. And I did finally get a new clip, the other Travelers Company clip, this one. And so I've actually been, these clips are just amazing, and they're so strong and sturdy, and they don't like fall off or clip off because they're too weak or anything. So these are actually definitely worth the price. And I've been thinking about getting even more of these clips. I think there's only 3 types of Travelers Company clips, and the third one is quite difficult to get your hands on. Not many people sell them, at least that I know of. And then this guy, I've been eyeing this washi holder or tape holder from Galen Leather for a couple years now, and I just haven't I haven't gotten one because I just didn't think that the original ones that they've had which is twice the size, would fit anywhere on my desk that I would want it to be. Like I don't have the room for it, and I don't know where to store it because I don't have a lot of shelving in my office. But when they came out with the shorter one, I'm like, okay, I can definitely fit this on underneath my computer. And so it just fits right under here, and it is well made. I also got this guy for Christmas from my husband, and here is where I don't currently use it, or I haven't used it lately. Oh, I forgot. How could I forget this? My Tswbi. Okay, that's a new one. But I store a lot of my stickers in here, and I will take this up and down the stairs whenever I have a lot to carry from my room, my office, to my bedroom to journal. But I forgot to mention, I got the Tswbi Vac Vac 700R, and this is the iris. And this is my first Tswbi Vac 700R. I've had my eye on the Vac 700Rs, but then I thought, well, since I have the Tswbi Minis, do I need a 700R? But when it came out with this really pretty colorway and rainbow type color, I felt like, oh, I have to try it. And now I'm happy that I have this one, but I don't think I am really excited so much about the model, just because it's quite big, bigger than I prefer. And since I really do like the Tswbi minis, I was a little disappointed to see that this model was so big. It reminds me of a regular Tswbi. So I kind of prefer the Tswbi minis than the Vac 700 are. But I do like this one, and it writes amazing, amazing. Okay, so I think this will probably be the last thing I will mention, and it is this guy, which is the Kakimori nib and pen holder or nib holder, and these are two separate pieces. I recently got this from Yoseka, and this piece of metal is amazing. It's amazing in price, as in really expensive, but I think it's well worth it because it is very sturdy, has weight to it, and I feel like it's more substantial when using and writing with it. Plus I can use it for other nibs, so it doesn't have to go with that nib. Oops. Wow, that nib is very rusty. I need to replace it. But yeah, so it fits with just about any dip pen nib. And I've grown, I mean, I love it. And it's so much fun to write with. And this nib is so much fun to write with. It's almost, I've been exclusively using this rather than using my dip pens. Because it holds so much ink. And I recently did a couple videos on Instagram Live of using the ink and how much, like how long it lasts. You can also view Yoseka Stationery YouTube channel, where they also feature this brand and the nib and how to use them. And there's another nib that is a little bit different. This one is, I think, made of brass, so it's softer and it gives you thicker lines than what the other nib would. And so I knew I had to go with that because, you know, I like to do like lettering and things like that. So, but this is what I've been writing with a lot lately in my journals, especially if I have time to just spend dipping the pen into different inks and things like that. So I've been enjoying this. I also got a pen sleeve from Galen Leather, and this came free, and I think it was because I ordered the pen, the Narwhal and Galen Leather pen. I never really cared for single pen sleeves, so that's why I don't really have them unless they come with an order. But ever since I got this one, like, I'm all for it. This pen sleeve and this leather is just delicious, and it has that feeling that just makes you want to keep holding it. And I do lately, since I've received this, find myself always putting a pen in here and then taking it with me somewhere around the house. So now I understand the whole obsession with like single pen sleeves, or why people may buy just a single pen sleeve if they have multiple pens. But yeah, and this slides in so perfectly. It's just made for it, and it just feels so good in my hands. Anyway, that's all for now. Just a little bit of a catch up, and let me know if you guys have any questions, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.